I think I'm going to talk about web governance. And I was looking over your shoulder at the slides of a person, so we might have a little bit of a fight later on, but that's okay, because I can take him. Yeah, exactly. So I told you a little bit about me and fasting about my background. Let me tell you a little bit about what I think web governance is, and then I'm going to dive into a deep definition. But more, I want to tell you what I think it isn't. So I'm sort of a purist, and I have a very rigid academic mind. I'm also very creative, which is an odd combination and can annoy people at times. But I like to classify things because it's fun. Right, so that's why application developers like me, because I can read code and talk to them in if-then statements and get them all excited. But so I think there's 4 things that you need to address when you're operating a web presence. So this is kind of dry and medicinal. 4 things that everybody knows: strategy, governance, execution, and measurement. La-di-da-di-da. Well, people don't really understand how that pertains to the web, because the history of the web is that the webmaster does everything, the web person does everything. Well, you can't mature like that. So when I talk about strategy, I'm talking about 2 things. I'm talking about guiding principles, and I'm talking about formalization of authority. So guiding principles is, what is the tone of the web in your organization? Right? What does it mean? Why does your organization even have a web presence? Right, so these are things that usually should come somewhere out of the higher executive levels of the organization, not specifications for various technologies, nothing like that. Just these very kind of web mission-y statement types of things, right? Informed by people who know about the web, but not necessarily written by. The formalization of authority piece is one that's largely lacking, and that's where somebody upstairs says, yes, the web is important, and it's so important, I'm going to give you money. The web team's over here, I'm going to give you money for this. I'm going to set policy for the web this way, and here are some key performance indicators. And everybody, I really mean it. This is the web team. So when they say do something, you have to actually do it. And I'm telling you that because I run this business. Most organizations don't have that either, so the web team's running around trying to like coerce and nudge and kiss everyone into doing what it is that they want to do, and that's not effective. So that's the strategy piece. Web governance is 3 things, and I'm going to say them fast because I'll talk about them a lot later. We're talking about a web governance framework, policies, and standards. So we'll talk about that a lot later. Web execution is what people think of a lot, and sometimes I think mix in with the governance piece, and that is, how do you actually get it done? Right? The tools, the people, the design, like all of those various roles, content strategies, all of those things, that's in the execution tier. And so there's a lot of things, and there's 2 main ways that I parse that out. There's an administrative piece of it, which is program management, which is about how are we performing, do I have my head count, processes, business process management, project management. And then there's the side that's like the geek out side. Good designers, content strategists, technologists, all of those other things, and that's on the product management side. So you have program management and product management. And then there's the measurement piece, which is 3 pieces: a usability program, an analytics program, and then the one everybody hates and doesn't do, which is strategic business metrics. And that's when we start to talk about key performance indicators for the web. When we talk about key performance indicators for the web, that's like being a grown-up, because that means you have to be accountable. That means when the higher-ups say to you, yes, I think you're really, really important, formalization of authority, make it so, and I'm giving you millions to get this done, that you actually have to be accountable for something, right? And to be accountable, if you have to be able to measure your effectiveness. So getting all that stuff together is really important. So I'm not talking about those other 3 things today. I'm talking about web governance.